Hi everybody, welcome to Signet Resources podcast, and today we're looking at how to achieve productivity, specifically within the market that we're in at the moment. I know when COVID-19 became a new phrase in our language, that personally trying to be productive when I was quite scared, in all honesty, was a real challenge, and it took a degree of time to understand how to react to the crisis, both in work and in personal, and how to make sure that you stay productive at all times as this continues. I think is really important for us as hiring managers, individuals looking for a job, business leaders. All of us need to understand what productivity is and what productivity looks like, and how to achieve that in a challenged marketplace. To pre-warn, I'm recording this podcast today from my living room. It is half term, and I do have 3 children, and I'm also in tier 3 restrictions, so there is pretty much nowhere we can go or anything we can do. So I'm surrounded by small and sometimes quite loud people. So apologies if you hear any background noise. What I want to think about today is, no matter where you are and what your situation is, whether you're looking for a new opportunity or actually you're leading a remote team for the first time, or you're just a business leader looking to try and engage your team and get more focused, that in this kind of market, in this economy, we need to make sure that we can achieve discipline in all that we do. And from discipline comes productivity. I use the analogy quite a lot of a twig. People that I work with are very used to me saying, who's been the twig? I'd like you to imagine a scenario where you are busy at home, you're working, you're getting lots and lots done. Suddenly the doorbell goes and it's your next door neighbour coming to ask you something about bin collection day, something as random as that. You spend 5-10 minutes having a chat because that's the polite thing to do. You come back to the desk and suddenly your focus is gone. Your productivity is out the window just because of a mere disruption. Things like this are really common in a pandemic world, certainly if you've not been used to working from home before. How can we change that? The odds are we probably can't. So you need to have systems in place that make sure that you have a process for what you do when you're disturbed and how you manage that. So productivity for me is something that comes as a direct result of focus. So my instant argument would be is, what is your goal? What is your aim? What is your long-term aim? What is your short-term aim? And how is that broken down? You can't be productive unless you know what you're working towards. So for me, I have my sort of 3-6 month goals written down, and they're written down somewhere I can quickly revert to them. So when I'm performing some form of work, I can look at my goals and go, how is this helping me? Is this the right thing for me to be doing right now? By constantly keeping my goals in sight, I can really understand my productivity levels and make sure that I'm doing the right thing at the right time. I'm looking to achieve discipline. And I think I talk about this when we talk about people looking for work. If you were just to look for work all day, every day, you would be mind numbed. Positivity would be down. It would be a really, really challenging time for you. So to be productive in your job hunt, I always recommend is to spend less time job hunting, but make it really focused when you do, and understand all the key nuances of the other action points you can do, such as building a LinkedIn profile, networking, following up applications with either phone calls or LinkedIn requests. That's productivity when looking for a job hunt. What I'd say is unfocused. It's just waking up, piling through the job sites, search, apply, and seeing where results get you. That's what I would call the scattergun approach. And what I'm looking for is a much more targeted sniper rifle approach to achieving my goals. But let's be clear, it's a very uncertain world that we're in at the moment. And for a lot of us, that casts in self-doubt. I think we've all been there at the moment, where 1 minute you think everything's going to be absolutely fine, and then 5 minutes later, you literally can't see the wood for the trees, and you're scared of the impact that COVID-19 is having on you. You're scared of what that's going to look like 6 months down the line. Basically, you're scared. You're fearful. There are lots of examples of the moment of businesses doing amazing things. to ensure that their businesses survive. And I think you're seeing a lot of this in the hospitality industry. I'm seeing companies, local businesses that have pivoted and are being really successful in challenged times. My local cafe, a beautiful place in Bawtry where I live, they obviously are struggling with the restrictions and they neither want to go against the government or do anything to contravene people's safety. So they're setting up unique events such as Learn to Paint. So next week, I'm going down. There will be friends of mine there, but we will all be sitting on very socially distanced tables where we go in on our own. And we're going to be learning how to paint with a glass of Prosecco on one side, a sandwich on the other, a substantial sandwich, I understand. And this is people innovating. This is people focusing on their goals. And the goal, I imagine, is something as simple as how do I continue to break even, make a profit during pandemic times when the hospitality industry is in crisis. And these are our choices every day when we wake up. What are we going to do? Are we going to choose to succeed or are we going to choose to be scared? Being scared doesn't get us anywhere. It merely puts us in our bedroom, under the duvet, biting our nails and fretting. And fretting isn't productive. And this is coming from somebody that suffers with anxiety. So, I know how it feels. But you need to learn how to channel the fear. So focus. Focus is key. What are you doing today? How does that meet your goals? How productive are you going to be and why? Some of you who've been on my training will have heard me reference Little Red Riding Hood. So she has a very, very clear goal. Little Red Riding Hood's goal is to take her basket of bread to Grandma so Grandma can eat. Without it, there could be unknown catastrophic results for Grandma. Little Red Riding Hood is on her way to see Grandma. Behind her, she hears a crack in the woods. She turns round instinctively, and there she sees a wolf. And I would say the wolf, for most of us in business, is basically epitomizing fear, because the wolf is stood there. It's drooling. It's angry. It's terrifying. It's everything Little Red Riding Hood doesn't want to see. So she turns around and she has different ways that she can react. She can throw the bread into the air and she can run screaming down the street and hope the wolf doesn't catch her. She can try and reason with the wolf. She can try and feed the wolf. She can try and fight the wolf. But she has options. Hopefully it's not too bad a wolf. And hopefully the point of what I'm saying is coming across. You've got to know how to respond to that crack in the wood, woods. And for many of us, COVID-19 was a huge crack, which we then had to learn to manage and to live with, which is what we're still doing. But your positive mental attitude is a huge indicator of how productive you're going to be. So try and reduce the cracks in the woods. So if you have children such as I do, try and set them off on an activity before you do your most important work. My 3 children are upstairs stripping a bedroom. Not sure how well that's going to go, but they have a target, they have a job to do. They've been set a goal and hopefully they're being productive. And down here, my goal is to complete a podcast without being interrupted by small people. So far, touch wood, guys, it's going well. But how can we channel this fear? How can we turn this into something that is productive? For me, it's understanding that we're in a scary marketplace and walking around with a big grin on our face saying everything's going to be okay. Probably not the best idea. But walking around going, actually, things are uncertain right now. But this is what I know I'm good at. This is what I know I excel at. So this is where I'm going to focus my energy. And actually, I'm not as good as this. So I might delegate this to somebody else in my team because that's their forte. This is how you achieve discipline in an uncertain world. You really need to learn to control your mental capacity. And again, that's hard. And certainly for those of us whose businesses have been challenged or whose roles have drastically changed through the pandemic, self-doubt won't get you anywhere, to be fair. And if you're leading a team, you need to ensure that you can control your reactions. If you're stressed, your team will feed off that and they will be stressed. Stressed people are less productive. Fired up, motivated people who believe in a vision and feel comfortable in what they're doing, they are productive. So think about your thoughts. If you wake up every morning dreading the day ahead, your productivity is automatically going to dip. If you can wake up and look at your goals and go, right, what do I need to do today to achieve those? Ideally, if you do that the night before, so as you go to bed or as you finish work, you set out the next day's objectives that will help you reach your goal. So your productivity measures, as it were. And then in the morning, wake up and look at them again. Refocus. Do your worst job first. Get that out of the way. Eat the frog. Gone. And then carry on and have focus. Have times for breaks. Don't work 12, 15 hours a day. It's not productive, but be exceptionally focused for the time that you do work. And yes, for some of us in this market, that may be slightly longer hours than what we used to do. And that's just a key indicator of the times, unfortunately. But hopefully it will pay dividends off in the end. But having that positive mind frame, so phrasing your words, your sentences with a positive outcome, is far stronger for yourself, for your own mental capacity, and for your team. Any line manager that stands there and goes, last week wasn't great, guys. Hopefully this week will be better, because if not, we're up the creek without a paddle. That's not going to get you guys fired up to start off Monday with a bang. That's just going to make them think, wow, how stable is this business? How stable is this team? Do I need to go home and talk to my partner about sustainability of my job? Do I need to be thinking about something else? Imagine having all those thoughts running through your head on a Monday morning. All you want your guys thinking about on a Monday is, right, great start to the week. What do I need to do to be successful? What do I need to do to be more productive than anybody else? How can I be better than my competitors? What can I do? That's how you want to start off the week. And it's the same for you. You need to lead by example. To be productive, you must believe in yourself and know what you're good at, and keep the main thing at all times. So hopefully that's given you just a bit of food for thought, really. I was thinking about this Monday. Unfortunately, in terms of my own productivity, I had to wait until Wednesday before I could diarise time to record it. But I do think it would have been perfectly titled a Monday morning podcast. But feel free to listen to it on a Monday. But hopefully it helps. But any feedback or comments, please put them in the comments bar below. If you haven't subscribed to Signet before, if you subscribe on YouTube, I'll put my teeth back in, then you'll get regular updates from us. But I hope you're well, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode.